Hello, my friends. Welcome back to Deviant Tarot. It's Georgie and
Mr. Georgie this week, or Mr. Tittle.
Mr.
I think I was
Tittle.
Mr. Tattle last week, wasn't I?
I think you probably were.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm Mr. Georgie this week.
Are you?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So this is getting a bit of a habit, isn't it? You dragging me out my lab on a Sunday morning.
It is.
Yeah.
It
So
is.
what's going on in clown world then?
Well, I heard that we're facing another lockdown. Can you believe that?
Well, anyone that goes along with that needs their bloody head testing, don't they? Really?
They'd never do
After
that.
that first night, oh, the old sheep will soon do that, won't they? They'll soon put their masks on and stay indoors for God knows how long and for a few months. Well, yes,
this is what I've heard. This is what I've heard, that we're heading for another lockdown. Now, the person that I listened to was Dr. Robert Malone.
Oh yeah, yep.
So very, very eminent. We followed him for quite a while, haven't we? And he seems to be on the money. Excuse the bells. What?
Well, we thought they got their warm up out the way, but they're having obviously a bit of a practice session this morning.
We had bell ringers in the village, and some of them the elite group, aren't they?
We have the A team and the B team.
Yeah, and today we've got the B team. So if you can hear bells in the background, it drives us mad. They're always practicing their bells, and they're pretty dreadful, aren't they?
So, sometimes the B team turn up for your wedding as well.
Oh yeah, you don't want the B team at your wedding. But anyway, that being said, lockdown. Yeah, so it was reported that we're heading that way, and I just thought the British people won't stand for it, will they? Will
they? Yeah, they will. They will, because most of them still do not know what is going on. Most of them still have no idea. They will still believe whatever someone tells them on the TV, on the radio, blah de blah de blah.
Pull a card on it. Pull a card on it. Really? Do you think so? I mean, maybe we're...
No idea what that is. What is that?
This is 9 of Wands. 9 of Wands. Yeah. Your 10 of Wands is your total burden, you know, carrying that burden around. This is just before you get to that 10 of Wands. So this is a 9 of Wands, which is people are on their knees. We know that. Whether you uphold people wearing masks and being locked in their homes, or whether you don't, people have just got fatigue with it all, you know. But that doesn't tell me whether people will go along with this. This is the one where everyone is just exhausted by this. Everybody is, like I say, on their knees.
Well, we'll come back to that in a minute. We'll string a little few things together, and we'll come back to that one. But let's pick one to see whether people will go along with it or not.
Okay.
This is purely to see whether they'll go along with it or not.
People have had enough, but that doesn't mean to say they won't go along with it.
Exactly.
You know,
because they all think they're saving Granny.
Yeah, it's emotional blackmail.
Emotional blackmail, and we'll get into that in a second as well. Okay, what is that one?
This is like your celebration card. Not so much celebration, but yes, well done. You know what you're doing. We agree with you. And I just think from this, you know, we're in a little bit of a bubble, I guess. The people that listen to this and the people that are awake are a minority, aren't they? The majority of people are this, and the majority of people are, you tell us to do that, yes, we'll do it, because like you say, we're saving Granny, we're doing our bit. So yes, I'll get my mask back out, and you know, I'll be in lockdown. I'll only go out for essential things, because you know, all our wands around, we're going yes to this person here. You know what you're doing. Now this person could be government, it could be anyone from
we'll get to that in a minute. What you have to remember is that
they are fed up, but they will still go along.
They're fed up, yeah, because they still can't see the wood from the trees, basically. But you have to remember that there's something like 64 million people in this country.
Yes.
And the government had to release the figures and they had it down that the people that didn't have the experimental
You know what?
savior
Yes.
Were in a real minority. But it turns out that there was something like 20 some odd million. A third of the country didn't take it.
So,
A third of the country
yeah.
sort of did some research and worked out what was going on. 2/3 of the country basically ran down the road and took whatever they needed.
Yes.
Took whatever was offered, basically. And I mean, well, my mum now, I mean, she's basically just turned down one. So they're still plugging it.
Yes. Oh yeah, yeah.
They're still plugging it. And it's taken 3 years?
Yes.
3 and a bit years now.
Yeah.
For my mum to come to her senses and realise that she doesn't need to be taking it.
No.
Because it hasn't changed anything.
No. So I mean, you think that people will still, you know, go along with it, that they would.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, my mum still went and got one when I was giving her all the evidence that.
But I mean, this isn't just about the jibber jabber. It's all about,
it's about everything.
just everything.
It's about everything.
Being told that, you know, you can only go out to do essential things, like, you know, if you need to go shopping, only. I mean, we had that thing, didn't we? You could only go into a shop, like 2 of us. We could only go in one person.
Yeah.
We didn't, did we? We went in together.
We went in together. Didn't wear masks. And well, the best one was the directional arrows everywhere. If you go around that way, you're not going to catch anything. It's going to save the world if we all go round one way. I mean, Jesus. I mean, what were that? The people that and if you went down the aisle the wrong way, everyone got snotty with you, and it's just like, do you really think that that's going to make a difference?
I know, absolutely.
So the germs only flow one way around.
Oh, it was. You remember we went into Morrison's, our local supermarkets where we do our shopping, and the security guy in there, well, he's still wearing a mask.
He is still wearing a mask. Yeah, he is.
And I dread to think the state of his lungs.
His lungs must be absolutely shot to pieces.
They've got to be.
They've got to be shot to pieces.
From the moment he gets to work in the morning to the moment that he leaves, he probably drives his car.
Probably, he's in his car on his own, probably with his mask on.
He's got his mask on even now. And well, what state does that leave your lungs in? Oh,
well, the evidence is out there. The amount of rubbish and the little particles that come off the inside of the mask.
And that's without breathing in the CO2.
Without constantly breathing in your CO2.
About, you know, lung disease now.
I bet we could find some stats on that. I bet that's gone through the roof, I reckon.
What have we got here? That is Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands is a passion card. I think there have been so many people who have been passionate about, you know, doing the right thing, haven't they?
Wearing the masks.
And, you know, doing absolutely the right thing because they're so passionate about their health, other people's health. We've been told to do this, so, you know, we're going to do this. And it's almost like a religion, isn't it?
Yeah.
So pull again on this mask wearing, because I want to try and find out any health implications, just see what the cards say. Yeah, well, the star in reverse. The star the right way up is a healing card. There you go. That is the card of wellness, of healing, of physical health, blooming, basically. If you get the star card and you've got it the right way up, you know, it's making things better. It's improving your health, improving everything. It's very much, you know, a very bright card, a very, very good card. Well, we've got it up the wrong way. So this is not improving health, to say the least.
No.
This is not
none
a
of it
healing
is. None of it is.
Not a healing card at all. So, you know, I wonder in the future, you know, how many people are going to be suffering from very serious respiratory problems, maybe even lung cancers.
Yeah, well, that's going to be happening. That's going to be happening.
You know, well, we say this. Let's see what the cards say. What do the cards say about, you know, respiratory diseases? I'm trying not to look. Respiratory diseases. And, well, this is a money card.
That's funny, that. There's always a bit of money flying around somewhere, isn't there?
Funny, isn't it? these lung cancers, lung
Oh, let's get a few more drugs in
functions,
you.
It's going to bring in a lot of money, isn't it, for big pharma? Yes. I don't think you need to say anything more than that. Ace of Pentacles is the money card.
As always, follow the money. Follow the money.
So
we've gone off on a little bit of a tangent
we have
there.
gone a little bit on a tangent, but you know, we're talking about lockdowns, and I think your friend, Mr. Gates, your buddy,
Bill, he was in my lab downstairs.
Was he?
Were
you having a chat?
We're having a little chat.
Or did you have a bug sandwich?
I did.
Did you?
I had a nice bug fry up this morning.
It was crunchy.
It was a bit crunchy again.
So after you and Bill had had your bug fry up,
he
said that the next event, whatever that,
the next pandemic, I think he said.
Don't say the P word. Probably.
Oh, no,
I don't know.
All right, well, we'll say it another way then. The next scamdemic.
Yes.
The next scamdemic.
Say something about it. It will
really get their attention.
What the hell does that mean?
What does that mean? I don't know. Then he smiled lovingly at his wife that he's divorced.
Just like you smile at me.
Like that. Yeah. Like that. You're on your way out, by the way. I might be moving in with Melinda. You never know.
Pandemic. The next pandemic.
What does that one do?
Yeah. This is the 9 of Cups. And I always look at this as it's a very smug card. And if you were to look at Bill Gates, that smug smile.
Oh dear, yeah, it does need to. He has got a face you want to punch, hasn't
he? That very smug. I'm all right. Sort of crossing your arms across you. I mean, we've got the genie here coming out of the bottle. This is just like, I get whatever I want, whether it's from money, from possessions, from eat and drink. I have all I need. And that's all I'm interested in, you know, my genie coming out of the bottle, and it fulfills my needs. It's probably out of the tarot, I think it's the most self-centered card that there is. That's the way that I read this card. A very smug, self-centered card. And I think that sums up this man very well. And I should point out at this stage, what do we say?
Everything we say is true.
Everything we say is just our opinion. So yeah, so do you think it will be a pandemic, or do you think it will be climate lockdown? They want to get us in our homes, I think. I don't know what you think in America, Canada, Australia, wherever you might be watching.
The ultimate thing is they want complete control over the population.
Of course.
So let's go back to the first lockdown.
Yeah.
Now, like most people, I was on the treadmill. I was working away. I had no idea what was going on. No. I had no idea that Bill Gates was basically, he owns the World Health Organization or whatever he does and all the rest of it. I thought he was a computer bloke. But obviously he's got out of his computers. He's had enough of tapping away. But what happened was, when that first lockdown happened, construction workers could still go to work. Yeah. But your general builder around here wasn't allowed to go to work. Wasn't allowed in other people's houses. But then what's also happened was, a lot of 5G masts were able to go up. Yes. And a lot of the lights got changed. Now, what a lot of people don't realise is that all the lights, the street lights this we're talking about now, got changed, and they've got a little bubble on top of them. Okay. Every street light has got a little bubble on top of it. Yeah. And it all got done when everyone was sitting at home. So they're stupid enough to think that people won't realise that we're doing that. Yeah. But it's all part of the 5G system and surveillance system. Yes. Yeah. So they want complete control. They want complete surveillance over what you're doing. Yes. But I think the next one will be, they keep hammering on about climate change, and there's a few things going on. The World Health Organization want every country to sign up to some treaty which basically gives the World Health Organization power to stipulate what each country has to do if there is another pandemic,
Yeah.
which they will try and create one like they did the other one.
So let's just put it on.
And this is happening as we speak at the moment. This pandemic treaty thing that the WHO is going on about is all going on at the moment.
Let's go for that surveillance thing that you were talking about. Just, we're so watched. And now, you know, if you scan your groceries in the shop, I'm King of Pentacles, so that's a bank manager card. If you scan,
we'll go back to the banks in a second. Sorry.
If you scan your groceries and you choose not to pay, you know, at the till, and you do the self-scan thing, you're being scanned, aren't you?
Yeah, yeah.
Your
You got this.
is being
We'll try not
scanned.
to use them.
So we don't use them. No. Or else
Oh,
we look down.
Yeah, we look down. Look, I stand out the way. I stand out the way of the camera. We have got another. We've got another shop that we're boycotting as well, haven't we?
God,
Yes,
who?
Wix.
Oh, we'll get on to that in a minute.
Yeah.
But look, this is the bank manager card. So what were you going to say about bank managers? This is surveillance and keeping an eye on us and knowing where we're going. And we've got the bank manager card.
Right. Okay.
here.
So let's combine a few things. So you got the bank manager.
Yeah.
So the Bank of England,
Mhm.
and it's happening in other countries as well,
Mhm.
have raised the interest rates this week.
Yes.
Now,
very
I've been
much
to,
so.
within the last few days, I've been to quite a few people's houses, and they're worried. They're worried
Of
because
course.
one couple said our mortgage in September is going to go up by about £500. Another couple said ours is going to go up about £300.
Yeah.
So obviously things are going to get tight.
Mm.
So let's combine that with a lockdown.
Yes.
And it's not going to take much for the banks to start calling in the debts and repossessing the houses.
Yeah.
Now, again, and what we're going to do, we're going to try and do this. I'm going to take a photograph of the partners of the World Economic Forum. You'll be able to see all the partners and you'll be able to see all the banks. I'm going to put that in at around this point, and then you can see what's going on, because most of those partners in there, they're all the banks, that the high street banks that you know of in the UK. One of them, Lloyd's in particular, are the biggest sort of the biggest instigators in basically trying to repossess your house.
Yeah.
So they are claiming back your house and probably either trying to rent it back to you or basically telling you to clear off out of it.
And I would just point out here that we don't know what we're doing with all this taping thing. So if there's no pictures,
they might put a link underneath. We might put a link.
But if you don't see it, then
we'll try to do it. We'll try to do it.
Yeah.
But that's what you need to be aware of. It's all in, as per usual, it's all in plain sight. You go on the World Economic Forum, you look at their partners, and you will see all of the big tech companies, Google, Facebook. You'll see all the banks on there, Santander, Lloyd's, JP Morgan, all the usual suspects. They're all on there, and you can just see that it's all coming together for the perfect storm for them. And
do you know, during lockdown, and this is just something I just thought, those big supermarkets were open, all your big supermarkets, you could go in there.
Funny that, isn't it?
Your little corner shop
wasn't allowed to open.
Open.
So who owns Tesco's? Who's the main shareholders of Tesco's? Exactly. It's the Rothschilds, Vanguard, BlackRock,
and
Bill Gates.
Little,
they still got their money.
Little corner shops.
Yeah. No one's allowed in there because it was too dangerous.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's too dangerous to walk one way around the shop.
Yeah.
In the little corner shop, but it was okay to go in the Tesco's.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. So what about the climate change lockdown?
Oh, and just think about it again. It was all right for the lorry drivers to go into their place of work.
Oh yeah.
And everyone to load the lorries.
Yeah.
And the lorries to go out, and everyone unload the lorries, and the store people to put the stuff on the shelf.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Obviously, they were totally immune to catching the most deadly virus ever there was.
Yeah.
So that was all right.
I know.
But we can put the screens up to protect the checkout people. But obviously the screens didn't go right the way up to the ceiling.
No.
And right the way round them. So they weren't in a completely enclosed. And the bloody things are still there now.
I know. And they make packing your shopping so difficult.
Bloody nightmare.
you've got like a little slither that you can get your hand in
Yeah,
to
that's
get
it.
your shopping.
Yeah.
And there are still cashiers wearing their masks.
Yeah, still cashing. They're still wearing
And
their
the
masks,
ones
are
that
they?
I like are the people driving along in their cars all by themselves with their
With a
masks
mask
on,
on.
or standing
Yeah.
in a bus stop or
Bus
around
stop.
here.
Yeah, the bus stop. Yeah, we see that quite
You're
often
in the
around here.
middle of the countryside. We've got probably the best air
Mm.
around, some of the best air in England, haven't we? And people walking their dogs with their masks on, please, you know.
It's brainwashing.
It
Absolute
is
brainwashing. But
brainwashing.
the government had a department that was military grade brainwashing.
So those people are still brainwashed.
Yeah, of course they are. Of course they are.
Pick on it. They're still brainwashed.
What's that one?
Hierophant in reverse. Yeah. The Hierophant is up the right way. This is rules and regulations. It's very much I don't like to say religion with this because it's not really, but you know how religions do have very much you do this, you do that, and it's very, very sort of tiered in its beliefs and systems, very logical, if you like. Well, this is just the way things are. Society, your rules, your regulations, your the way that you see right and wrong. This is the Hierophant. You know, I would never break that rule because, you know, that's my moral code of conduct. I wouldn't do that. Well, this, you know, this is rules and regulations gone haywire. This is making it up on the hoof, basically.
Oh, I mean, and obviously most of the things that they did were illegal.
Yes. Yeah. And
Most of the things that they put in place were illegal.
Yeah.
And it's been proven because, like, a goonbag on Instagram, they had a line of police. He kept his gym open. They had a line. They put a line of Metropolitan Police outside his gym to try and stop people going inside because everyone wanted to go and train.
Of course they did.
And he kept his gym open. And they gave him fine after fine after fine, and he's gone to court, and it's been proven that it was wrong. It was wrong and illegal.
Yeah.
And he's got costs back as well.
Stopping people from earning
Exactly.
living,
Exactly. But that's what they wanted. They wanted everyone down on their knees.
So in this country, we have something, well, we don't have it at the moment, but they're talking about these 15-minute cities. And again, it's just a way of the government or whoever keeping an eye on us, knowing where we are, knowing where we're going, isn't it?
Yeah.
So what is the latest on these 15-minute cities? There was one planned for, was it Cambridge or Oxford? I know it's one of the universities.
One of them. I think it was Oxford.
Oxford, maybe.
So they don't. I think Birmingham's got it as well. Yeah, I think Canterbury's another one.
Wow,
there's a list. There's a list of councils that have signed up for it.
Okay, so
but they're making it harder and harder for you to move around.
15-minute cities.
And again, the people that don't really know what's going on won't have, but they'll just think it's insane. They'll think you can't be talking about things like that, but it's happening. It's actually happening.
Well, and I think probably people will go, oh, but it's for our own greater good. You know, we're not polluting. We're not, you know, we'll go along with this. What a very good idea. Jolly good idea, 15-minute city. You know, everything we need is within 15 minutes and, you know, we'll do this and we're saving the planet. Because again, I think it's playing on your guilt, isn't it?
Yeah. That's what they're trying to do. Make you feel guilty about polluting the world.
Yeah,
but
here we have got the world.
But the people that are going along with this, the people that are going along with this don't realise that there's a load of chemicals coming down on us from what they're spraying in the sky.
Yes. Look at our chemtrails.
Yeah.
Video. Yeah.
Which, by the way, as soon as that went up, had a little piece of information underneath it.
You say the word, you know, then it will just put that little thing under it.
Yeah. So so that they actually think they are saving the planet.
Yeah.
And it's just like, no, you're not.
No.
Nothing's going to change.
No. And I mean,
it doesn't need to.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't
need to. Everything's quite happy in the world.
But it has to change because
people need to make some money.
People need to make money, and they need to know where we are.
Yeah.
And the way things are at the moment, they don't know where we are. Or, you know,
that's right.
A lot of us, anyway.
Yeah.
Me included.
Yeah. You haven't got a bloody clue where you are. That's...
And I say that because I haven't got a phone. He's
Well,
literally-
she's got her first phone this week.
I did.
She's now responsible. I've decided she's
But I had
responsible
to
enough
have
to have a
phone.
phone.
That is the first phone I've ever had. No, I've been really off grid.
Fortunately, it hasn't been
Really
lost
off
yet.
grid.
Give it a week or so,
Yeah.
and it'll be lost somewhere.
I don't want a phone. I don't want a phone. But he made me have one because, you know, safety, which is right. I drive around. I've never got a phone, and you know, it's probably not the wisest thing. But I don't like to be tracked. I like. I always say to him, you know, I would love to live off grid. If we could live off grid,
Well, it'll happen at
Well,
some point. It
you
will
think
have.
so?
Yeah, it'll happen at some point. Yeah,
you see, we have talked about this, and we're very close to doing it. But
we've sort of done it
we
before.
did it a little bit.
Yeah, but there's a few tweaks we need to make to it.
We had like a big motorhome. It wasn't huge, but it was big enough to live in. And we did it for about, would you say, about a year, 18 months?
About a year, I think it was, wasn't it?
Yeah. And it was really good. It was very good. But our toilet froze in
And
the
that's it was really harsh winter that
oh
year.
my God. And you've never known misery like it.
No, fortunately,
Frozen toilet.
frozen toilet was not a good
It
thing
was
to
just
have.
like, no, I can't cope with this anymore. So we need one where a toilet won't freeze.
Yeah,
We've got to have that. And yeah. But I'm all up for it. I think, you know, I'd be quite happy with it. His other concern is we wouldn't have a washing machine. I thought, well, you know, I can cope with laundrette life.
hang on a minute, who does the washing?
You do.
Yeah, there you go then. Right, it doesn't involve you then, does it? No.
So I don't know. Well, yeah. Oh, what about all this thing about money? You know, they don't want you to use money, do
What,
they?
cash?
We went into the butcher's the other day and we bought a load of meat from our local butcher, and he was so surprised when we gave him like £80 in cash. He was like, "Oh, cash!"
Yeah.
It's like, yes, we always use.
Well,
cash.
most people have been programmed not to use cash, which is what they want. They like a bit of programming.
So
Let's have that one.
cash.
What's that one?
The Lovers in Reverse. This is a choice. Lovers don't think about it as, you know, emotional, sexual relationships like that. Lovers is a choice. These are good choices. These are choices that you make that enhance your life, bring you together with people, make the world a better place, basically. Love is the right way up. Very harmonious, good choices. Well, if you're not using cash, I would argue that's a very bad decision.
Yes.
That's a very
definitely.
bad choice.
Definitely.
You know? And it might be faffy, maybe. But you know, use your cash, because when cash is gone, we're going to be in all sorts of trouble, because they really will be able to control you then, won't they?
Control over everything.
Yeah. I mean, you just look at what Trudeau did in Canada, you know, freezing people's accounts. If your account's frozen,
you're stuffed.
Well, you're totally stuffed. And
yeah.
That's terrifying. You know, if you say anything, I'm doing a podcast like this, it could easily be seen as, oh, this is very subversive and what have you. We're going to freeze your money. You're not going to be able to get your money out.
Exactly.
If you just don't toe the line, then, you know, it's every possibility that they would do
and
that.
they're doing it over here. People have had their bank accounts frozen.
I didn't know that here.
Yeah.
For saying what?
For basically going against the agenda.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
One girl was labelled a terrorist and had a bank account frozen for, I think, 2 years. I think it was. She had a court case, and again that was proved illegal.
Yes, but how do you survive for 2 years?
Yeah.
I mean, you're basically surviving on the grace of your family, people who care enough about you to, you know, make sure you don't starve or lose your home.
Yeah. So I mean, you have to start looking into putting stuff into private trusts and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, very much so.
You've got to look at alternative ways of looking after your money.
Yeah.
It's not the banks. You don't put it in your banks because they'll have it. And that's what they want. It's theft.
Yes.
They want the theft. They want to take your houses. They want to take everything from you.
Yeah.
Basically. And if you still cannot see that, then it's going to be really hard for you when it does hit home.
Yes.
And you think, this is not a good situation now.
Because this is what we've got people going, oh, but they wouldn't do that.
They wouldn't do that. Oh, they bloody well will.
They used to say that about the Nazis, didn't they? And, you know, the poor Jews and everything. Oh, but they wouldn't do that. They might have done this, but they wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
And
they wouldn't do it now. Well, they have, and they have done it.
Yeah.
And they will do it.
Yeah.
That should have been the wake up call. 2023 or 2020 should have been the wake up call
Yes.
as to what they
Yeah.
can do.
Yeah.
And that's where you need to start growing a pair and resisting what they're trying to do.
Yes.
And yeah, you'll sound like the complete crankpot to your friends and your family,
Mhm.
but you've got to stick to your guns.
So, I'd like to know from you, if you chose to have the jibber jab, that's absolutely fine. If that was your choice, and we're all about choice, aren't we? If you make a decision and that is what you wanted to do, and you felt that that was the right thing for your health and your situation, 100% to you, absolutely right. But equally so, if you feel that this jibber jab was not the right thing and you didn't want to do it, you should not be hounded, and you should not be made to feel
Absolutely.
like you're a second-class citizen, that basically that you are a terrorist in some way for not wanting this. That was appalling, and very
Again,
people in our press, like
all of them did it. All of them
but
did
even
it.
pop stars, I mean Rod Stewart.
Oh, they were getting paid though. They were getting paid.
Horrendous,
The whole of the celebrity, the pop stars, actors, actresses,
and they're all
all of them.
coming out now going, oh well,
Yeah,
didn't
they all got
like
paid.
it like that.
They didn't go on there just for the love of doing it.
So
They got paid for
pull
that.
on that. The celebrities that all came out, there were a lot of them. What have we got here? Oh God, yeah. I mean, this is the money card. This is the four of coins. This is holding on. This is like your money card. You do anything for money with the four of coins. Give me money. Whatever you've got to sell, whatever you want to promote, if you give me enough money, yeah, and I'm going to hold that money. That's my money. It's not your money. Feather my own nest. Take, take, take. That's the four of coins. We've got it up the other way. And this just magnifies it, the total greed of it. This could be seen as, the right way up, as being miserly, not giving to charity, not giving to people who need it. Now, well, that is a human condition. People do that, but this is just total greed.
Yeah.
I'm not letting any of my money go. The more you can give me, the better. And I don't care about, being charitable or, letting my money go anywhere else. It's staying with me. And I think this is what it was with the celebrities. They were just paid so much, weren't they?
Yeah. It'd be interesting.
You'll
probably never get to the bottom of that one, but how much they were being paid to push the jab. Well, actually, even people on Instagram.
Yes,
people that had a lot of followers were being offered, I think it was something like $1,500 to basically put posts up about doing the old jibby jabby.
Yeah, absolutely.
And saying that they've had it done. So I mean, how many of the followers did that for 1,500 quid?
Yeah. So again, in your comments, I'd like to know not about jab. That is your personal choice. We chose not to. All of our family have had it. Virtually everybody we know a few people, and we sort of club together with them, and who sort of find strength in them. But it's not about whether you've had the jibber jab or not. But my question to you is, and I forgot what my question is.
Well, that's your fault. You started rattling on, didn't you?
Do you use cash as often as possible?
Oh, we're back to cash now.
Yeah. Well, we keep going off on tangents, but what's your view on using cash? Do you try and pay cash for as much as possible? Because I'd be really interested in that. No matter what country you're in, do you use these self-service things? Were you aware that your face is being scanned, when you go into those?
Well, biometrics, isn't it? So they're building up a database of biometrics. So
wow.
you'll be walking down the street, and all these, wherever they are on the street lights or whatever, will be tracking you, and then the biometrics on your face will show up, and it'll probably give
like
you a note,
like
a fingerprint, and they'll be able to piece together where you've gone.
So pull one on biometrics. Oh, it's scary. It's so frightening. Biometrics. Judgment in reverse. Judgment the right way up. This is right. This is right judgment. You know, Archangel Gabriel would be very happy with this. And yes, it's the way of the world. It is the right thing. You've done right. And, you know, this is when Archangel Gabriel blows his horn and you stand up and you go, well, this is me. This is what I've done. And this way up, you know, you stand up and you say, well, I've been as good as I can be. I've done the best that I can. And, you know, fair judgment. Your judgment will be pretty good, you know, by and large.
Yeah.
But we're up the other way. This is bad judgment. This this benefits no one. It doesn't benefit the public.
No, it's all for their it's for them. It's for them.
Yeah.
It's for them. It's
Bad
control,
judgment.
surveillance,
Yeah.
and knowing what you're doing at all
It
times.
goes back to that Hierophant in reverse, the one that we had. I've got so many cards here that we've pulled. We had that Hierophant in reverse. They're very sort of, you know, bad rules, bad judgment, everything against us, everything for them.
Yeah. Slave. They're trying to create a slave system,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
Complete slave system.
So this is just us talking. This is what we feel. What do you feel? You know, what is climate change like in your country, where you're from? If you're in the UK, do you live near a 15-minute city? You know, what are your thoughts and feelings? Because I think it's very scary. I really
It is scary, yeah. And I mean, people have got together and gone to council meetings and stormed council meetings and started asking the questions, and they don't like it. They're being paid.
No,
they won't admit it, but there'll be money changing hands for them for councillors to push through this agenda via the government.
Yeah,
from the government.
Yeah.
So Colchester was one of them. They stormed a meeting there, and they all denied anything was going on, but they wouldn't answer any questions. They all walked out. All the councillors walked out. And I think that if no one will stand there and debate you, like exactly the same way that the government would only tell the press, the invited press, what was going on. They wouldn't debate anyone, and still to this day they will not debate anyone about what's gone on.
No.
And is going on. So you know that what they're saying is not the truth.
Absolutely.
And it's just an agenda that they're being told to push.
Yeah.
And again, it all comes back to the same people, the same names, the same people all the time.
Well, I know that when the next pandemic or the next or the first climate change lockdown happens, we ain't gonna comply.
No.
And again, quite scary. But
just remember, they will mandate things.
Yes, that's a really good point.
This is what you have to start to do yourself some favor and start learning what the law is. And when you find out that mandates don't mean a thing.
No.
A mandate only becomes a law when both parties agree to do it.
Yes. Yeah.
So if they want to put another lockdown in place and it's mandatory, and they're trying to come up with all the same things that they did last time about you can't do this, you can't do that, it's only law if I agree to that.
Yes. Yeah.
That's what no one knew.
Yes.
That's what no one knew.
Yeah, I think that's
very true. Start to learn the law.
Yeah. So what I want to do to finish off, I want us both to pick a card. Now, this is our energy. This is you and me today.
Okay.
Our energy. So you're going to pick a card, and you mustn't turn it upside down. You've got to pick it. Don't look at it, and you're going to put it on your forehead like that. Okay. All right. You pick. Stick it on your forehead. This is your energy.
Okay. So that's how it's come out.
There. Put it on your forehead. Oh my God, that's bloody hell. That's a good. I bet I don't get a good card like that. Your energy. What's my energy? Try not to look. What's my energy? Keep it there. You've got a brilliant one. My energy is. My God.
What have you got?
I'm so pleased with that.
Justice. What's my one then?
You've got Ace of Swords.
Oh, right.
So
what do they mean then?
You take it off your forehead. Can
I not stand it like this?
I've dropped it. Sarge, now this is just our energy. And oh my goodness, I'm so pleased with this. Sarge, oh no, you didn't get it that way. You've got it in the right way. Ace of Swords. This is the truth.
The truth?
Now, whether
really
it is your truth this is what we say now, don't we? This is my truth.
my
It's
truth.
not the truth. It's my truth. Well, no, this is a truth card. Hold that one. Ace of Swords. I think this is one of the best cards in the deck. If you get Ace of Swords, this is a yes card. This is the truth. This is from the head, thinking about things very, very closely, and giving a very sort of very wise decision. Ace of Swords, beautiful. That's your energy today. And I got, which I'm amazed, I got Justice. And look, got more swords. This is all, swords are very much your words. Now, I would never say that I am a wordsmith, or that I am in any way a political beast. I'm not. I'm an artist. I'm a tarot reader. There's nothing political about me, but I say what I believe to be the truth. He says what he believes to be the truth. Ace of Swords. And my justice here is, the right thing. Do the right thing.
Do the right thing.
Believe the right thing. I think that is lovely energy. Mr. T, Mrs. T. So I'm really pleased with that. That's wonderful energy to finish on. The cards that we've got on the deck here that we've pulled, not so wonderful here. A lot of things being done just for money. Things being done for control. What else did we have? People are on their knees here, absolutely on their knees, but the majority of people will still go along with it. Particularly, now I'm talking British people, I'm not talking about American people, because we're very, very different in our approaches.
I'll tell you what, the French won't go along with it anymore. The French have been rioting for bloody weeks now. But you don't see that on the news.
God bless the French. No, but the British will be what we always do, moan
about it. Just carry on moaning, Britain. Keep moaning.
For a meal here in this country, and it's disgusting. And you'll go, oh, this steak is awful. This is so bad. And then the waiter comes up and says, "Is everything all right?" And you go, "Oh, it's lovely." And that's just so British, isn't it? And I think a lot of people will do that. Oh, this is bloody awful. It shouldn't be happening. Okay, let's put your mask on.
People start moaning about things, and I just say to them, "What are you going to do about it then?"
Yeah, exactly.
What are you going to do?
No, just
what are you going to do? Why don't you go and do something about it?
Exactly.
I wouldn't know where to start.
Yeah, what can I do? It's only me, and it's only us, isn't it? But this is what we think.
It's what we think. Yeah.
Please, I would love your comments. Much more serious this week. Not so much giggling. We didn't argue this week.
Didn't argue. No,
we didn't.
No,
we didn't.
No, that's because Bill's downstairs. He's waiting for another cup of tea. Bill's waiting for another cup of tea. He's flown in on his private jet. He's built us a little landing zone out there.
Has he?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you and your mate Bill.
Me and my mate Bill are going to go and concoct a few things.
All right. Okay. All right. The next pandemic. Are you working on that with him?
We'll be wealthy. We'll be very wealthy.
Very wealthy. Very wealthy. Oh well. Okay. Look. Have a great day. It's Sunday now. I'm going to put this up in a few minutes. Take care. And it's goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from Mr. Georgie.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Well done.